Hey, welcome to Fuck That Formula. You already know what it is. So let's get into it. So this week's episode is silence is included in the service. Silence is included in the service. So I'll like, what do y'all think this is about? So someone sent in this dirty chair confession, and I'm gonna read it, but like, what is y'all opinion on? Because I've met stylists, even students that prefer the non-talking service, the silent service, and then there's clients and stylists that want to talk all the time. So I think definitely when you're looking for a stylist, you have to find one that matches your vibe. Like I always tell people, I'm not a stylist for everyone. You need a stylist that matches your paycheck, like your budget, your location, your availability, the services, the time, and just the vibe, the communication vibe. If you have a stylist that talks you to death, and you come to the salon strictly to relax, that may not be the stylist for you. Okay, but if you go to a stylist and they don't say two words, because I've had a client who went to someone when I was retired, and she was like, "This bitch don't ever say nothing to me." She quiet the whole time. That's not her vibe. So she had to come back to me. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of both. I'm gonna let you do all your venting and ranting and raving. I'm gonna do a little bit of mine. If you want to be quiet, shit, I'm good with being quiet. And if you want to talk shit, I'm good with that too. I'm on whatever time you want. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm gonna read this dirty chair confession, and you just let me know, like, in the comments, or if you send in something, like, how was that service? Like, have you guys tried the silent service, or do you have clients that talk too goddamn much, or stylists that talk too much? Like, let me know. Okay, so let's get into it. I don't like, I do not like my hairstylist to talk to me. When a hairdresser is shampooing or cutting my hair, I like to close my eyes, meditate, or even catch a nap. But this time, I'm not gonna say that. Hairdresser kept talking, just kept talking, just yapping away. You know me. I said, "Listen, I'll give you a bigger tip if you just shut the fuck up." He gasped at first, but then he shut his ass up. Have y'all ever had a client and be like, "Will you just shut the hell up? I am trying to nap and chill." Have y'all ever had that? So, oh, baby. Just so I remember I've had different types of clients, and I've had clients that did not talk. Like, they'll give me a little conversation, but they just didn't talk for whatever that reason is. I don't know if it's something that I may have done to. Honestly, I'm not even gonna put that on me, because that ain't got shit to do with me. They didn't talk, okay? I'm not even taking on that responsibility. They didn't talk. I don't know why, but that's just was their thing. And then there was a point where they talked all the time and they were good, and I was like, "Oh, they're pleasant people." But then there was a time where, a long period of time, they just did not talk. Um, I've also had clients that, maybe I can't get them to be quiet. They will go, 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 which for some stylists, they can't stand it. I'm fine with it. You can talk my ear off. I am perfectly A-okay with it. And I'm going to tell you why I'm A-okay with you talking your ass off for me. Because I can focus on what the hell I'm doing. If you're talking a lot, that's literally a time that I don't have to do a lot of talking. Because I've had clients that I've had to pull stuff from, and I'm like, "Girl, if I got to be pulling a conversation out of you, I'm just not gonna say two words. I'm just gonna shut up." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've had clients that will talk my ear off and tell me everything under the sun, and it does not bother me. It does not hurt my feelings. I don't get upset. I don't be like, "Whoa, child, she talk a lot." I just be like, "Oh, thank you," because shit, they gave me a break. You know what I'm saying? Of talking, especially when I've had a full day of clients. But this one right here, I understand what the client is saying, because I think when people are shampooing, they don't really want to talk. The clients that I've had a few that I hold a conversation, but typically when I'm shampooing, they just want to enjoy the shampoo. And that's like their time to relax. Shampooing is not that long. So it's like that 20 minutes or however, no more than, I know it ain't no more than 20 minutes, but they're like 1 15-minute time that they're just like, I'm massaging, I'm doing all that other stuff. So it doesn't bother me, but clearly it bothers her. And and she said, I'll give you a bigger tip if you shut the fuck up. Like, so how do you guys feel? Do you offer silent services? And if so, like, how does it go? Do you just do your consultation at the beginning of the service? And then y'all set like a time, or like, we're going to stop talking at this time? Or do you communicate, or do you just don't talk? And then throughout the service, you may say one or two things to kind of, you get what I'm saying? Because I'm talking to my clients throughout the service, especially my regulars. When they come in, we do a mini consultation, but my regulars that come in, it's not a full drawn 30-minute consultation, a 15-minute consultation, just to be honest. It is throughout the service. I'm like, we're partnering over here today. What are we doing? How are we styling? You have time to decide if you want to style or not. Like, we're talking throughout, but I know so much about my clients that I don't know how I would feel about doing a silent service. So I definitely want to know like how silent services go. I do remember working with a young lady who she just didn't talk because she was just really an introvert. And I've always found it interesting that hairstylists that are introverts, because our industry, we're so, yeah, and you see how I am. We're so yappy, and we're talking and laughing and having a good time, and just everything about us is just outgoing and uplifting and upbeat. And so I've always wondered like how those services go. And I've always wondered like how clients feel about those. Because it's one thing for if that's how the stylist is, but in all actuality, like the client's paying for it. So as a client, do you want a stylist that's talking, or do you want somebody that's just going to communicate back and forth? Like, I'm very curious on how silent services go, because they are a thing and you can request them. Now, you can't request them here, but if you say, girl, I'm not in the mood to be talking today, shit, bet. We're going to get all our conversation at the beginning of what you want, what we doing, whatever. Here, pay me and gone. You just let me know at the beginning. I can make some shit happen for you. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to know, like, and do you guys do this during services that are like salons that you're not familiar with, or stylists you're not familiar with? Because I'm not gonna lie, I know my clients, their spouses, their children, the school they go to, the grades they make, their attendance, if they got in trouble or not, if they're walking, potty training, if they pregnant again, what they mama, daddy doing, they ain't it doing, when the service is, when the wedding is. Like, I know a lot about my clients, what they do for work. I think I know more about my clients' jobs than I do my own close friends' job. I don't even know what half of my close friends do for a living. Them half of us might be stripping or selling dope, and I don't even know it. But my clients, I could tell you everything about what they do, where they've been, their travels, hell, even down to their surgeries, their cycles. Like, I know a lot. Probably more than I should, but that's because I've developed a relationship with mine. So I guess if you don't talk to your stylist, I don't know. How do you get to know them? I think because I'm more of a lifestyle type stylist, a lot of the services I provide and that I do is kind of based on your lifestyle, not necessarily a style. Or just because I like this style, it's based on what's your lifestyle, like what can you handle. and what can we do to make this easy for you? And I only can get that via conversation. So I can see why some people don't want to talk, but for me, I definitely like people to talk a little bit, at least just so I can kind of get to know what we're doing and how this is going to work for you on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, I thought this was really, really funny. Because most of the time it's the other way around. Most of the time I don't hear clients wanting the stylist to shut up. Most of the time I hear stylists being like, God damn, this motherfucker talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's normally what I hear. I normally don't hear this from clients. So I thought this was really funny. And it's a little different, a little role reverse. So if you're a client out there and you would prefer to be quiet, I think that's something that you can just let your stylist know when you're coming in, like, hey girl, I had a really fucked up day. I'm tired. I'm just not going to be in a real communicative mood today. I'm not going to be me. Or when you meet a stylist, like that's another reason you guys need to really, really, really work on picking your stylist, because you guys are picking stylists based off of internet vibes and shit. You need to pick somebody that's gonna vibe with you, because everybody ain't gonna vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got some that, like, you know, just the whole salon atmosphere. You gotta find your vibe, your tribe. And I think this would help if you are into a talkative stylist or not into a talkative stylist. I think this would help if you sat down in the chair once, kind of got a feel, or just do a consultation. That will kind of give you an idea of who they are, kind of are, and how they are, whatever. But yeah. Even with the silent services, I don't know. I think we are gotten to the point to where no one wants to talk anymore. Like, I'm not upset this client didn't want to talk, because that may just been the time she was on and she just wasn't in the mood for that day. But he or she was on. But I think because we are so internet and we're so social media, I just feel like no one really wants to communicate with anybody anymore. And so I find that, I find it very interesting. That's what I say when I know students that are like introverts and stuff like that. And I've always wondered, like, how does that work when you don't want to talk to your clients? I don't know. It's parts of it for me always feels awkward. It's kind of like that same awkwardness when you're shampooing somebody and your client just staring at you, like looking at you, and you're like, bitch, if you don't quit staring at me and close your eyes. So it's kind of like just silence during a service is just always, complete silence is just always awkward for me. I'm good, because there's going to be some breaks in between where we're not talking, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And like I said, I'm on whatever time you on. But I have had clients that are just completely, who don't want to say anything. And I used to, like I said before, I took it personal. But now, shit, that's whatever you on. I'll be on that. But it just feels awkward. I don't know. It's like I can ride in the car with my spouse and be silent, and I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable with that. But something about us just in this little bitty ass room together. Y'all, my suite ain't that damn big. So it's something about being in this little ass room together, and we're not going to say 2 words to each other. Like 2. Like, outside of how was your day? How was the kids? And now we're not going to say anything else. Like, no, we're going to say something. Bitch, you going to talk to me. You're going to talk to me, damn it. I'm going to make you talk to me. But yeah, no, I I don't know. I think it's a personality thing. Sometimes I just feel like it's also a generational thing because I just feel like the younger people just really don't know or like to communicate with people. You know, I don't know. It's really weird. And I'm so curious. I should book one of these silent services. Now, when I do want to be quiet, the services I like silence in, but I don't because I be sitting there talking to her, my esthetician. I knew her. We shared a life together prior to us being in this industry, a whole nother life together. And it's like when you're getting your facials and your backsials, normally that's like a really quiet moment. No, not with her. She will be quiet if I'm quiet because she be on whatever time I'm on. But baby, when me and her get together, we just be talking. My massage therapist, the same thing. She'll be on whatever I'm on. Like if I'm quiet and she'll notice like I'm just chilling, she'll chill. But if I'm talking and I'm like, yeah, girl, whatever, and we just be laughing, talking, I'll be getting a massage and we just chit chat. And we would chit chat the entire appointment, okay? I don't know. Yeah, but those two, normally people are like quiet and relaxing and whatever. I'm relaxed. I'm just having a conversation. So, yeah. When I used to go get a Brazilian wax, talking, do the whole thing, like legs wide open or whatever, however position. And she just doing all this and I'm just, just talking my ass off. I don't know. But to my clients, if I'm talking too much, keep that shit to yourself. Because you know what? I don't really know for real. If I'm talking too much, if you just let me know and I'll bring it down. And then there's times my clients will see that I'm not in that. Like, one thing I will say that I have mastered is turning that shit on and off when that door opens. Or turn this shit on and off when my client walks through the door, put it like that. When I don't care what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, it does not matter. Unless there was a death, I pretty much turn that shit off. Okay? And even in death, I've still been able to operate. But I will turn that shit off. Because you're paying for a service. And so I want to give you all the energy that I have. And then when you walk out that door, if I have time for the next client, I'll turn that shit back on, let whatever I need to let out and go about my business. Like most of my clients that know actually not most of them, all of them, they know me. So if I didn't turn it off for that day or if say I turned it off, but you can still kind of tell, like they know, they can pick up. Most of them, a lot of them know a lot of, my personal life because they're my clients. But, yeah. So, so for stylists, if you're going through stuff and you're not in the mood to talk or whatever, I would definitely say, I'm not telling you to suppress your feelings or to mask your feelings, but if you're going through something, if you're not going to let your clients in on that you're going through something, at least turn this shit off until until their services is done. That's just my opinion. Yeah, because most of the time you won't know nothing. You won't know what's going on with me because I'm laughing and talking. I'll cry in the car. Okay, I'll cry as soon as you walk out of here. I'll cry and boo-hoo and whatever I need to do. But when I'm conducting business and we're in here doing business, we doing business, baby. So that probably has a lot to do with also some people like being quiet or whatever during services, but I don't know. it is a little awkward for me, but that's me. Okay. I'm not team talk, not team silent. I have no dog in this fight. But I definitely, I enjoy my clients that talk. I enjoy my clients that, let me know what's going on with them and ask questions about me and my life and stuff like that. I enjoy it. It's, you talk to your family all the time and your spouse or whatever, your kids. So sometimes it's fun just to talk to someone that is not related to you. Kind of no judgment. Now, there are some shit that I'd be like, don't say that because they will judge the shit out of you. But, it's kind of nice sometimes just to talk. And I will say that being in this industry, when I get in the car, I don't really do a lot. If I'm on the phone, it's just because I'm talking to one of my close girls and I'm like, shit, we chopping it up because I got to tell her about some stuff. But typically, I'm like, I'm just going to be quiet in the car and do all the talking I can do for the day. And when I get home, like, he knows, she just needs some quiet. It ain't even hours, just a few minutes just to not have to be talking to no damn body. So, yeah. And it's funny because I've worked at places where the stylist was quiet and the customers complained because she didn't talk to me. She wasn't personable. She wasn't this. She wasn't that. So, yeah, figure out, be you. If you're a quiet person and that's how you roll, that's cool. Just let your clients know that's what you want. If you're a person who likes to talk and laugh and whatever, that's cool. Let your clients know what you want. If you're a person who like to be fighting and stuff in the salon, that's cool for you. Let your clients know that's the type of shit you want so they can be prepared for that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? If you got, so it's just, I think there is a style for everyone. And I definitely think you need to pick it when you're selecting your hairstylist. But yeah, if you come and you tell your stylist, look, I'm not in the mood for that shit today, and they give you that, you think that should be like an extra paid service? If I'm a talkative person, which I am, should I charge additional to have a fucking silent service? Because you know how sometimes that might just kill me. It just feels awkward. I'll give it to you, but it does feel awkward if we're not going to say anything. Nothing. Not a thing. I will sing my music all day. That's just me. But we're not going to say anything. And I forgot another thing, what I've also noticed, because I had to get on some students about it. I also think some of it's generational because some of the newer stylists that I've come across, they are a lot of times are on the phone. While like when they're doing a client's hair, they're actually on the phone talking to someone else. So they're not even communicating with the client. And I think that may have a lot to do with as well as like communication between a stylist and a client. I mean, y'all let me know what you think, but I've had to tell people like, hey, when you're doing a client's hair, you don't need to be on the phone. Talk to your client, not the person on the phone. Now, maybe you have clients that are like, girl, yeah, have your conversation on the phone so I can, one, get the tea, but two, I don't have to talk. So that may be another thing. But I think you guys should check with your stylist or your client on what kind of service you really, really like to have, what would make you feel comfortable while you're getting your hair done or whatever. And then you can work from there. Okay. Don't assume as a stylist, I made that same assumption and assuming something was wrong or I did something wrong or she didn't like me. In all actuality, that wasn't even my problem. She just want to be quiet. All right. So fuck that formula of the week. So every client does not owe you a conversation. Some clients want tea, some clients want therapy, and some want silence, stillness, and a damn nap. Closing your eyes is not rude, meditating is not disrespectful, and needing quiet does not mean something's wrong with the client. Stylists, read the room, energy matters, and talking through an entire service when the client is already checked out is doing too much. Clients, you're allowed to set boundaries, even awkward ones. And if silent costs extra, baby, tip accordingly. I just thought this was just too funny of a stylist as a client wanting the stylist to as she says, shut the fuck up. Point taken, bet, will do, okay? And you gonna pay me extra if I shut the fuck up? Bet. Now, how much extra does shut the fuck up mean? Cause is this like a $20 shut the fuck up? Or is this like a $5 shut the fuck up? Cause a $5 shut the fuck up, I'm probably still gonna say a couple of extra things. But maybe for 20 and up, I'ma shut all the fuck up, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let us know where the line is on shut the fuck up. It's just crazy. Crazy. If you enjoyed the episode or you have something to say, you can hit me at talk@fthatformula.com. If you want to check out some work or check out any other posts, you can also check me out on Instagram and on TikTok. Everything is at Valerie at Upscale Beauty Pro. And if you would like to order your own personal ebook, you can. And it's an ebook. Upscale Beauty Pro presents the Keep It Cute at Home hair care guide. And it's just a guide to help you guys maintain your hair while you in between appointments while you're at home. So again, if you have anything you want to add to this, please add it in the comments. And until next week, well, holla. Peace out.